Good morning, children. Welcome back with a new topic from grade 6 history about new questions and ideas. This is Sridevi from Tal Padmavati International School, Varangal. So, children, this would be a new topic and an interesting topic where you are going to learn in this lesson. This is all about Buddhism and Jainism, their way of life, the different methods where they accepted in their life to enlighten themselves and to promote some important things into the society and the living conditions of the people, which are based on the life, which are based on the sacrifice, support, and controlling the emotions, and many more such new things, which gives a very good idea about what is it. So let us know about Buddhism, the story of Buddha. In Nepal, in the kingdom of Kapilavastu, was a town called Lumbini. Prince Siddhartha was from this kingdom. Prince Siddhartha was not interested in the comforts of the palace. He left the palace and went out in search of knowledge. His search brought him all the way to Bihar. In Bihar, he sat under a peepal tree in Bodh Gaya to meditate, to do the meditation. As he was meditating, he realized that he had got the knowledge. After that, he was known as the Buddha or the wise one. He started preaching to the people. All his life, he traveled and tried to teach people what he had understood about life. He did this till he passed away in Kusinara at Madhya Pradesh. So, children, let us know the Buddhist teachings. Dukkha. Life is full of suffering and unhappiness. People suffer when they don't get what they want, or they get what they don't want. Tanha means desire or craving. Wanting something is a reason for suffering. People want many things, and that is why they suffer. Dukkha Nirodha means end of suffering. Want causes sufferings. So, by stopping our wants, we can end our sufferings. We should let go of attachments. Then we will not have worries, excitements, troubles, and other problems. Pratipada means how to end sufferings. One can end sufferings by being kind, respectful, and good. Buddha believed that our actions, that is karma, would affect us in this life and the next. Now let's know about the story of Buddha. Buddha preached in Prakrit, which was the language of the common people at that time. He told people to think and not blindly accept things. This itself was very new to the people. The Vedas were written in Sanskrit much before Buddhism started. So, children, do you think the language of the people was at that time? What would be that? Yes, the Vedas were written in the language Sanskrit, and the people since over times used to follow that language. Over time, all languages changed, so Sanskrit also changed. When the Buddha started preaching, the common people were speaking Prakrit. Today, so many years have passed, the common people don't speak Prakrit anymore. In that area, now most of the people language is Hindi and many more other languages. Why do you think Buddha told the people that all their actions would affect them? If not in this life, then the next. Buddha must have wanted the people to be kind and nice to each other with the fear that all bad actions would eventually trouble them. People would stop being bad, otherwise, the strong feeling would just bully the weak all the time. So, in the story of Kisagotami, what was Buddha trying to teach the sad mother? Buddha was trying to explain that everything that lives will die someday. Death can be sad and shocking for us, but we cannot reverse it. We have to accept it. But the Kisagotami to understand this so that she would accept her son's death as Kisagotami's asked Buddha to make her son alive. So many families, and she was asked to find about other families, and she found that in each family some loved one or the other had died. She must have understood that there is really no escape from death. So, according to Buddha, why was life full of sufferings and unhappiness? So that is what why Buddha was trying to explain to Kisagotami about the life and death. The Buddhist Sangha. Buddha felt that only those who left their homes could gain knowledge. So Buddha organized these people into a Sangha where they could stay together. The rules for these people were written in the Vinaya Pitaka. Men and women who joined the Sangha led simple lives. For most of the days, they meditated and taught others. They helped each other and also settled quarrels within the Sangha. At fixed times, the members of the Sangha went to cities and villages to beg for food. That is why they were known as bhikshus and bhikshunis. In the Prakrit language, bhikshu and bhikshunis are the beggars. Let's know about the monasteries. The bhikshus and bhikshunis were taught and travelled all the time. In the rainy season, it was difficult to travel, so they stayed in one place. That time, they built temporary shelters to live in. They are called as monasteries. And as the time passed, the monks and the felt that they need a shelter, a permanent shelter to live in. So these permanent shelters were the caves or viharas made of wood. The land and buildings usually would be donated by rich people in the areas where they go. Now let's know how could the poor Buddhist monks build monasteries for themselves. It was the support given by the people all around the societies where they roam and beg the people and where they give the preachings to the people about the importance of living conditions. Now let's know about what is Jainism. The story of Mahavira. Prince Vardhamana was from a kingdom in Bihar. He would meditate and think a lot even as a child. At the age of 30, he left his place and lived like a monk for 12 years. Mahavira meditated and put his body through very difficult task. People then started calling him Jain, which means conqueror, and Mahavir means courageous. He spent his whole life traveling around India, barefoot and without clothes, even in harsh weather, telling people to be good. Mahavir preached the ideas of the Jainism, which was a religion. The Jains call him Tirthankar, which means one who shows the right way. Mahavir's teachings were very simple. Men and women who wanted to get knowledge had to leave their homes. They had to strictly follow ahimsa, which is not hurting or killing any living being, animal or human. Mahavira preached in the language of the people which was another form of Prakrit called Magadhi. The followers of Mahavira were called as Jainas. The Jains had to lead simple lives and be absolutely honest. They had to beg for food. They had to give up everything, even their clothes. They could not have families either. Even rules for the Jainas were very strict and taught to follow. It was hard to become a Jain monk. However, people who could not follow the rules themselves still helped the monks who could follow the rules. Let's know about the Upanishads. Even before Buddha and Vardhaman Mahavira were preaching there were many thinkers who were wondering about life. They had many questions which they were trying to answer. So, what kind of questions did they have? What happens after death? What kind of sacrifices should people perform? Is there something permanent that lasts even when we are gone? So, the discussions about these questions and many more ideas were recorded as Upanishads. The word Upanishad means approaching and sitting near to gain the knowledge. This is the knowledge gained through discussions together. Many of the thinkers were Brahmins and Rajas. They are all mostly men. There were very few women thinkers or poor people mentioned. One of the famous Upanishad thinker was Shukracharya. Now let's know about the Atma and Brahma, which gives us about in detail in the Upanishad books in the Hinduism. Upanishads are considered to be the part of the Vedas. They talk about the Brahma and Atma, which are the core concepts of Hindus. Ashrama system. The Vedic people had a different ways of life. They had divided their lifespan into 4 parts. In each part, they forecasted on different activities. This was called as the ashrama system. The Vedic people considered that people lived for 100 years. This 100 years lifespan was divided into 4 ashramas. The 4 ashramas were based on the age. So each part was of 25 years long. This is what about the new questions and ideas about Buddhism and Jainism, about the ideas which were being given by the Buddha and the Mahavir. This is what the lesson, children. Hope you have understood. Thank you.